What's happening, my people? Okay, so I think some people are finally starting to catch on to what it is I've been doing out here. If this were just a fight for the money that was stolen from me, I would have won that a long time ago. What I figured out in my battles with insurance company, what actually built that company, that I don't know if you've seen, but this company is destroyed now. It's dead. But he was still able to live for 2 years off the company I built, being a completely inadequate, incompetent dilettante. Like, he was still able to feed all those employees, but now he's stolen a bunch of money, and I'm actually suing him for somebody we all know from our neighborhood, establishing that lawsuit right now. I heard they've closed the doors at the I don't know what's going on. They were never really open once I left because they couldn't do what I did anyway. But anyway, if it was just that, I would have shut them down a long time ago. But in battling insurance companies and learning that corporate algorithm and how to break that down, and how that company became successful was I would dismantle those semantics. Then I would use the semantics against the insurance company, the carrier, on behalf of the policyholder. And I knew which semantics to engage in, which ones I couldn't. I knew how to make the overreaching law the issue rather than the policy itself, because I'll write the policies to make them seem like law. That's what they do with law itself in America. This isn't law. This is corporate bylaw, legalese, and corporate protocol disguised as law. It's not law. Not by any definition. There's a slight definition. I believe it's in Latin. No, it's actually Greek. The definition of law in Greek, but what that does is relegate people to property, so to speak, and that would fit in America, but it doesn't fit with our Constitution or Declaration. So it's a contradiction, and that may be what they try to use in statutory law. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into that. But this whole thing has been is I recognize that the overreaching system, the flawed system, the system for liars by liars, was corporate algorithm, bylaw, legalese, and protocol that overrode the rights of the people. So you've seen it before, where murderers get off on technicalities, or we pay taxes for these police municipalities, right? And then you go in because your grandma has just been killed because an insurance company illegally denied her coverage, but you're buried in legalese and they want to call it civil. Or your neighbor has, or banker, not a banker, but your wife, so to speak, your ex-wife stole all the money out of your bank account. They want to call it civil. Well, no, that's actually theft. That's not civil because it's domestic. So the way and the methods that they use to not serve the people is insane. All you have to do is look at when you walk into a police station and you want to report a crime because you've been victimized, how they'll gaslight you. I didn't know that happened because I wasn't really a big fan of the police to begin with. I know good police, and then I also know the ones who really are just there for a job and could care less, and they give police a bad name. And it's really this system, the way it governs them, that it doesn't ruin it for all, because they are out there risking their life. So I have a lot of respect for people that are out there doing the right thing, and I know a lot of good cops. But the system, it's the system. Just like this thing with Charlie Kirk. People are arguing, right? But really, somebody died with opinions. And you might not have liked his opinions, but you have to dig into yourself and say, well, does a person deserve to die? Because when I was his age, I had stupid opinions too. I'm not saying his were stupid either. I have no right to judge anybody's opinions. I can like them or not like them, and that's on me. And I don't have to frame them as anything other than I don't agree. But I'm not going to kill somebody over it. That's the system that has us arguing with each other when a man was just murdered in cold blood. A man that would go out and speak in front of, he would put his opinions out there because he believed in them. And he wasn't violent with it. And then he got shot in the neck. They shot free speech. This is the system. It's this two-party regime built on perpetual conflict that needs us to argue and fight with each other, because with this inner fighting, they can control us. They keep us in our down in our amygdala. We can't process properly. Neither can my computer when I'm running my mouth. But anyway, that's what I've been doing, is breaking down that algorithm in that courtroom. And when I walked into the courtroom on January 19th, 2024, and I asked the judge, what does any of this have to do with truth, justice, liberty for all? And the judge couldn't answer it. I took control of the courtroom. Anybody can do that. I mean, I also learned you have to ask the judge to state their jurisdiction on record. Make sure they say constitutional. If they say statutory, get off the bench. But the bottom line is, if it doesn't uphold truth, justice, liberty for all, get it the fuck out of our courtroom. We pay the taxes for your sale. We're the CEOs of these judges. We're the CEOs of our municipalities. We're the CEOs of our counties, our state. If a case is in that courtroom and it doesn't uphold, defend, or advance truth, justice, and liberty for all, get it the fuck out of our courtroom. Period. We're done with your two-party bullshit. I love you guys. Watch this next bomb I'm dropping. Metaphorically, of course, because they'll probably try to stick me with any crime possible. Like that false allegation of criminal contempt of court that wound up having me illegally incarcerated, which we have Judge Warren on camera lying to get me into that courtroom. Wait till I drop that one. When you stand against the system, there is no race. They don't care what color you are, socioeconomic class, gender. That's all things they do to push us into conflict with one another so they can control us while our brains are stuck in our amygdala trying to process fight or flight, or at least hypervigilant. This is the system. It's not us against them, other humans. It's us against it. Period. Point blank. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I hope I'm not the only one in the world doing it right now, because if I am, I'm a dead man if this takes off. Not if I there's some things happening right now, so I kind of know where it's headed. But for people that friends of mine, people that have followed, I only have a handful of those left. For people that are confused about what it is I'm doing, I'm breaking that corporate courtroom algorithm down that allows for the 6 tentacles of the corporatocracy: big pharma, big insurance, big energy, big banking, the military-industrial complex, and the scumbag attorney lobby that perpetuates it all, so that they can steal our right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness on a daily basis, chip away at our civil liberties, and call it law. That's what I'm fighting. That's what I broke the algorithm of. We're getting there. Give me equanimity and liberty, or give me death. I love you guys.